Welcome back to Module 1. Now on to Section B on vision and mission statements. In this section, you're going to create or review the vision and mission statements for your school counseling program specifically to add to your foundations document. You may be asking, do we really need a vision and mission statement? And the answer is yes and no. It's absolutely true that you can have a highly successful school counseling program without a vision, a mission, or a set of belief statements. But an effective school counseling framework does include vision and mission and belief statements simply because you're building the case that your student services program is valuable, that it has a meaningful purpose, that it's built on a solid foundation that results in a positive, measurable impact on student success. Plus, it doesn't have to take you days or weeks to create a vision or mission statement or belief statements. So let's jump in. Section B, Step 4, is fairly basic. Click on the pencil icon and start by entering any existing vision statements already created by your school and any vision statements created by your school district. That is, if they exist now and if you can find them, that's sometimes tricky, add them here. This step helps to ensure that your school counseling program's vision statement, to the extent and degree possible, reflects your school's vision statement and your district's vision statement. Leave these boxes blank if your school or district does not have a vision or mission statement, or you simply can't find it. You can always add it in later on if needed. In Step 5, enter the mission statements of your school and your school district, just like you did for the vision, again, if they exist and if you can find them. These two steps should not take very long. Don't spend days or weeks searching for the district or school vision or mission statements. In Step 6, click on the pencil icon, which will allow you to enter your school counseling program's vision. If you do have an existing vision or mission statement for the school counseling program specifically, take a few minutes now to review the statements and see if any changes are needed. If you don't have a vision or mission statement for your school counseling program, that's perfectly fine. At this point, take a few minutes right now, if you can, to start crafting a vision and mission statement for your school counseling program, or at the very least, schedule a specific day and time on your calendar to do so. Remember, a vision statement is simply a sentence or two that describes what broad outcomes you wish for your students in the distant future, in the next 5 to 15 years, according to ASCA's suggestion. A vision is a statement of an ideal future that finishes this sentence. If everything goes well, the students we impact through our school counseling program are what? What will your students know or believe or do ideally as a result of your work? Remember, a vision is an expression of an ideal state. It will feel unrealistic when you write it, or pie in the sky, but that's okay. That's what a vision is. It's a wish, a dream, an idealized state. You're not going to be evaluated on how well you reach this ideal state, so dream away. A couple more words of advice. Use the present tense when writing your vision statement. ASCA refers to this as using the active rather than the passive voice. For example, instead of saying students will overcome personal challenges, state it actively as if it's already happening. For example, students are overcoming personal challenges, or students demonstrate, or students possess. Again, write the vision as if what you want for students is already happening. Don't overthink this process. You can spend weeks, months, even years on writing vision and mission statements. All of us know an individual who loves to wordsmith or tweak the language until it's just right, which is usually never, but totally fine. And this may be you, but for now, it's best to simply get your best ideas down on paper. Then continue tweaking the vision and mission statements as you move forward. Alternatively, assign this task to that person who masters the craft of language and have them come back with a draft version of the vision and or mission statements that you can all discuss. And by the way, it's perfectly appropriate to borrow another school counseling program's vision or mission statement. No one says every school has to have a different one. Come to consensus. If there's more than one school counselor or student services professional in your school, it's okay for each of you to have your own personal vision of what you want for your students. Having individual or personal visions are really perfectly fine. I think actually good to have, as long as they don't conflict with the overall vision and mission of the school counseling program. So if there's several of you in the counseling office, Again, it's fine for each of you to have your own vision for students, but then come to consensus around the wording of your program's vision and mission statements. Consensus means everyone can publicly support whatever you come up with, even if it's not perfect, and even if it doesn't exactly reflect everybody's individual vision or mission statement. In step 7, when you begin writing your school counseling program's mission statement, some of the same guidelines for writing your vision statement apply. Whereas a vision statement describes the ideal state that you want for your students, a mission statement describes the purpose of the school counseling program in a nutshell. It's your so-called elevator speech of what you do, or the answer you give at a party when someone says, so what do you do as a school counselor? This is your answer. It's the sentence or two that sums up the purpose of the whole school counseling program. As you craft a mission statement, think of it as finishing this sentence. Our school counseling program does what? It helps, it assists, it develops, it guides, it ensures, etc. What is it, in a nutshell, that you do as school counselors? Remember to take into consideration your own school's mission statement and the one for the school district as a guide if you have them. You can even use the same language or similar language if you wish. Also keep in mind what your school administration feels is the primary mission of the counseling program. It's probably something like improve student academic achievement or behavior or attendance or all three. And to the degree that you can, craft your mission statement to reflect how your work impacts the mission of your school administration. At any time, you can click on the sample icon in our online learning platform, which will take you to some sample vision and mission statements, as we mentioned earlier, for school counseling programs. Read through a couple of those, and it may help clarify some of what we're saying here. Get started on section B, steps 4 through 7. Try to at least get to a point where it's good enough for now. Make a note to return to these steps if you need to throughout the school year. And be sure to click each of the steps on your to-do list as you complete them.